What's up boys and girls? This is Prandall, and welcome to another episode of entitled Parents. The first video got some pretty decent amount of views, so I figured I should do another. So get comfy, pop some popcorn, and enjoy some entitled parents. This is not my story, this is my girlfriend's story from school. Almost 10 years ago, EP, entitled Principal/Parent, K, Principal's kid, G, my girlfriend, S, girlfriend's sister, me and my girlfriend were talking about traumatic events in our lives. I talked about my narcissist mother and my entitled extended family, and after a couple of stories she told me this story. Back in 7th grade, my girlfriend was helping 4th and 5th graders after school with lessons, homework etc. One of them was K. He apparently was a shy kid that was really smart, but would not speak at the blackboard, so he had a ton of problems. After hearing this story, I understand why he was so shy. Anyway, in the month of May, my girlfriend's dad died because of leukemia, and at the end of May it was his funeral. G and S were destroyed by this, and were discouraged from doing these private lessons after school. On Thursday the 29th, G and S told the principal that they would not be coming on Friday because of the funeral. K was sitting at the computer in the same room. This is the conversation. Not 100%, because this happened back in 2008. We came to tell you that we cannot come to school because of the funeral on Friday. That's okay. You will still come to teach at the after school classes, right? We cannot. Me and my sister will be where dad grew up to bury him. What? Then who will teach my son for his exams? In Romania you have like a small exam every 2 grades. Until the 8th grade, your son is the smartest kid in his class. He does not need us. He's just shy. I do not care. You will not leave school on Friday, or I will kick you out. In that moment, G snapped. How about you shut up and let us go see our father for the last time before he is buried? You are the reason K is so shy. You are controlling every single movement he does. G then began crying and breaking down, while EP was screaming back, and S was defending G in that moment when K finally stood up against his mom. Mom let them go. It is their last chance to see their father. You would do the same if it was your father. EP was as red as a tomato, but she calmed down and let them go on Friday. When G and S's mother heard what happened, she was livid. On Monday when they came back, apparently G's mom went to the principal's office and went crazy. Her mom went to the Minister of Education in Lassie and managed to get EP fired during summer and managed to make it so she could not get into education again. After school ended in June, they immediately moved to a private school the next school year. Hope you guys liked this story, even if it is not like the usual. First off, before you say anything, I'm fully aware that this story was very similar to one from the last video. The only real difference was that it was a father who died instead of a mother. Is this a common thing with private and boarding schools? In that case, I will never be sending my children to a private school, not that I could afford to anyway. Alright, this might be a bit long, but I found it really funny, so bear with me. I'm on mobile. Blah blah blah. I'm an elephant. A bit of backstory. Me, my wife, my friend, and my friend's wife. Me and my friend have been friends since the 2nd grade. Kinda collectively own a small coffee shop in a small town in Canada. All of the food and coffee we make is made in a kitchen by hand, and there are only ever the 4 of us. We all have our little duties, so the place runs fine, if a bit slow. My wife and I make all of the food, while my friend makes the coffee and roasts the beans, and my friend's wife, who is the only non-introvert among us, works as a cashier. It's a roaring good time, and I really cannot think of a job I would rather have. Anyway, we are a fairly popular place, and due to our ways of making food, we usually sell out by 11 in the morning or so. We will still have the occasional sandwich or sausage roll left, but it's mostly gone. On to the main story. One Monday afternoon, we were just kinda chilling. My friend's wife was sick, so I was manning the front. I have no people skills, but I was doing okay. We were just making the food and coffee, telling jokes and just generally having a good time. Of course that was quickly stopped by a dark presence entering the shop. The cast: Karen equals entitled mother, SEB equals stupid entitled brat, friend equals cool coffee dude, wife equals generally just amazing human, BOD equals random old black dude. Being black had relevance. Me equals ancient god of an old city. Karen walks in with SEB, and the following conversation ensues. Hi. Can I have 2 sausage rolls, a Greek salad, and an extra large espresso? This is a good time to mention that all of the food we have is displayed in a glass case, and there were clearly no sausage rolls or Greek salads. Sorry ma'am, we only have the espresso left. Would you still like one of those, or a sandwich? We still have a few of those left, but the menu outside says that the sausage roll is your daily special. Yes, so they sold out quickly. If you wait 5 to 10 minutes, we can make you a fresh one. Mommy, I want one now. Give us EB1. The board says you have them. Ma'am, I have told you, we are sold out of sausage rolls and Greek salads. Do you want a sandwich? Mommy, I'm really hungry. I want a sausage roll. I know you have some. You are probably hiding them, so you can eat them yourselves. You also probably spit on all your food. Now give us EB1. Now, ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Also, why do you want one if we spit in them? Fuck you. I'm not leaving until my angel gets his food. He has had great grades and deserves to be happy. If you keep hoarding it, I will report you to the police for discrimination and cooking without a license. What? Now, we have our cooking license thing hanging on the wall right above the counter, so I have no idea what she was talking about. That's right. Now give me a sausage roll. Now, ma'am. Our license is right there. That looks fake. You probably forged it. Now, this is when this badass old dude comes up to her. Ma'am, I do not know if you have dysfunctional eyes or if you are just stupid, but they have a real license right there. This is not your problem, old N-word. And then the bitch of a human slapped him. This fucking bitch had the audacity to slap him. Me and my friend just stood there in shock while Karen was glaring daggers at us. I'm really hungry mommy. I need food now. Karen tried to reach over the counter to grab a sandwich when a hand stopped her. My wife walked out of the kitchen and a bomb blew up behind her as action music played. Kidding. It is just for drama. Now, my wife is African American, so she took the N-word comment very seriously. Get out now. I do not think so. Who do you think you are? The person that will report you to the police for assault, attempted theft, and about 5 other charges. Now get out of the store. Now, normally my wife is easygoing and really nice. This was probably the most serious I have ever seen her, and I was kinda scared. Me and my friend were just kinda watching this, wishing we had popcorn. Karen turned slightly pale and simply said, "Come on SEB, let us go eat somewhere good." Just as they were leaving, the old man, who had just gotten back up after sitting down due to the slap, called after them, "Hey, you wanted a sausage roll," and threw his half-eaten one right at Karen's head. Let me tell ya, Karen's screech was the most beautiful sound I have ever heard. Well, that is my story. Sorry there was no police called or anything, but I still found it funny. Side note, I never worked at the counter again. Edit. Thanks a million for the gold, kind human. Edit 2. This happened about 2 years ago, and Karen has not been seen since. Holy crap, that escalated quickly. The IQ of an entitled parent never ceases to amaze. I wish I could understand the mindset of these people. I would love to have the balls to walk into a restaurant and demand to order something that they're out of just because a sign says they have it. Granted, they could have taken down the specials board once they were out, or they could have written something on the board to say they had run out. A normal person would have asked for it, the cashier would just apologize, and the person would order something else and be done with it. This entitled bitch just would not take no for an answer. Cast me, some random dude in my house. I do not know who that is. M. My mother. EM. My aunt. EK. Most annoying kid in the universe. Some context / backstory. I still live in my parents' house since my university is really close, so I do not need to get myself an apartment. The story happened about a year ago. The story. On a beautiful Sunday morning, I got woken up by my mother telling me that she has invited my aunt with her kids for lunch. Now to be honest, I never liked that particular aunt that much, but what can you do? So about 2 hours later, the family came over, we have our lunch, and afterwards we sit around in the living room and chat about. At some point I noticed from the corner of my eye, one of my aunt's kids going into my room. Now I had my computer open, and I was a bit afraid that he might do something to it, so I followed him. Now that kid was about 8 at the time, and he should in no way be allowed to play violent video games, and me being an avid gamer, most if not all of the games I had installed were rated as PEGI 18, meaning they were to be played by people over 18. The conversation went like this. Do you have any games? I do, but they are not for you. These are grown-up games. But I want to play. I'm sorry, but you cannot. At this point the kid runs out of the room to his mom. OP does not let me play games. Come on, let him play some games. He has nothing else to do. The games that I have on my computer are not for his age. They are violent and disturbing at times. But my little boy wants to play. Can't you let him play? I'm sorry, but these games are not for your child. Excuse me, we are guests, and you have to do what we say. Just let him play. At this point, I have gotten really angry, and in hindsight, I should have just opened a flash game website and let him play, but this computer was my most prized possession, having built it myself with mostly my own money, and I would not let an 8-year-old play freely with it, because I was afraid that he could damage it. Also, my malicious compliance site came out at that moment, so I did not pass the chance for some good old MC. I say okay to both mom and child, and take the kid with me. I open Outlast. For those who do not know, Outlast is a horror game, with many disturbing images and scary scenes, especially for an 8-year-old child, and let him play. Not even 5 minutes in, I hear a scream from my room and I see EK run crying to his mother. What the hell did you make him play? What is wrong with you? I told you before, my games are not for young children, they are for adults, but you would not listen. The mom straight up picked up her children, one still crying, and left the house. After I told my mom exactly what I did, she burst out laughing. Learn and listen to people when they warn you. TLDR, entitled kid wanted to play games that are rated adult only, and his mom forces me to let him. Kid leaves with nightmares after playing said games. Edit, huge formatting errors, and also thanks for internet points. Yeah, I know, there really is a reason that we have a rating system for video games. This entitled mother is obviously one of those parents that will just go out and buy whatever game their little crotch demon asks them for. They do not even bother checking the rating. Well, that is all the time for this episode. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, welcome, and be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. This is Prandall, signing off.